Welcome back, y'all. Somehow Elusive managed me to get here again for the third week. I don't know how long it's gonna go on, but at least we got 3 in a row. That's cool. And we definitely had to bring out another guest, one of the homies, the one and only Marvelous Pax, my boy
Well,
Vic.
yep.
I would say infamous, in some circles infamous, but he's been there creating communities.
Yep.
Shout out to you on the IG
Building
days.
building
Hey,
communities.
building, bro. Some of these channels,
Mhm.
um,
You got
got a
me
lot
smiling.
of us in there because of Vic. Um, so
Yeah, we
welcome,
like to
dog.
give credit where credit's due, man.
Yeah, we gotta give
Victor's
you
been
flowers.
yeah,
Absolutely.
dude. Victor's always been pumping everybody. People use the word pump. You want to talk about pumping? Victor pumps actual people's channels up. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
So how you been, Vic?
So yeah, man. I'm glad to
Hey,
have you on.
thanks for having me on, guys. Man, it's just an honor to be on your show. This podcast is a lot of fun. I listen every week, so I'm a fan, and also I'm a friend. So I'm just gonna lend my talents whenever you need me, bro. I'm here for you guys. So let's get it cracking. I love talking Marvel.
Hell
I
yeah.
appreciate you, bro.
And we started this last week. Hopefully it keeps on going. I don't know how many weeks again I'll be here in a row, but you got any top 3, Vic? Any top 3 of the week? Things you're looking forward to? Things pissed you off? Anything top 3, top of mind?
Well, if we're talking about things that pissed them off, it's gonna take all three. So
Bro, I got Cocaine Bear kind of pissed me off. I went to go see.
You saw it?
oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, it was like I was expecting it to be a lot more funny, but maybe I
Yeah.
wasn't high enough or something because it just like didn't hit on that level. So,
Yeah.
but it was still a fun movie and a little bit of a break from reality. So I like to go to the movies and that was a good little change of pace. And then I'm looking forward to Guardians of the Galaxy 3, man.
Yes.
Wait,
I
Hell,
know
yeah.
Elusive's all over there. Oh, come on.
Yeah, come on,
Hey,
Rocket
here comes the
Raccoon.
Guardians of the Galaxy
I know.
propaganda. All right, go ahead, Elusive, go.
Propaganda is crazy. I mean, you give opinions and you're excited about someone's propaganda nowadays.
I mean, we all saw that Rocket Raccoon, so.
Oh yeah, that's a medallion, dog. I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm nervous for your character, man, because I know like Rocket, like we
What
get more
character?
of Rocket, bro. I know you collect Rocket.
There's
Star Lord
definitely
too.
a
Come on,
Guardians of the Galaxy saga we forgot to mention last week.
Saga. That's
Yes,
crazy.
I know. Is it the whole team? Wait, you don't like Star Lord that much, though, from what I
No, I got
recall.
Star Lord. Yeah, I like Star Lord and
Oh, you
Rocket. Those are
do?
my
Oh, okay.
and Gamora.
My bad, though.
It's all good, man.
Do
Don't
you
let it
like
happen
that?
again.
Do you like that bowl cut art of Star Lord?
No, you're talking about Stacking Gems' favorite PMG? No, I'll mess with that. Shout out to Charles, though. Well, Charles.
Shout out
That
to
and your
Charles.
gambits, put those away, dog.
Yes.
Let those new investors buy those. That gambit and Starter.
No,
Hey,
but I
yeah.
post that clean Rocket Raccoon anime, that mini, that Peach Momoko goodness, man. Dude. I always love when you post some cards, and that one I had to reshare that one. That was clean art.
I don't know who the artist. I don't know if that's her art.
Yeah,
It
I don't think
doesn't
it's
look
Peach
like,
Momoko's art, but it is anime. It's
it's definitely like I told Desperado vibes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that is true. I just enjoyed it. I think it's cool. I just like Rocket is a character for me that I don't take serious. Like I don't need him in a cool pose. I don't need him. I just need him doing funny shit. That's what I
No,
enjoy.
it's cool.
Like a
He's
lot of him
dope.
is just him shooting guns or something like that, or him smiling, or on that one he has Lokes on. He has a suitcase and he has a freaking
It's all
submachine gun. You're not
business,
going to see
dog.
that again.
That's
Dude,
Elusive in a business suit right there.
yeah, like art has him too, where it's like Rocket holding this giant gun that Gamora might carry, and it's like a tank gun, dude. It's such clean art, and some of the cards you have, dude. I know, and I can tell deep down, Rocket is like your top 5, maybe top 7 characters, like that you would want a PC. I feel like he's definitely in there. So shout out to your collection, Elusive, bro.
I appreciate you.
Yeah, Elusive definitely like it's like when people debate top 5 rappers of all time. Elusive's like one of those who has like 20 in their top 5.
No,
that's definitely is.
I can do my top 5 right now if you want to talk about.
respect it.
Oh, let's do it.
No,
Let's do
because
that.
you know. Oh, go ahead. You always tell me, hey, don't say too much. Da da da. Everybody
you're
listen.
right.
Da
No,
da da.
no,
You know what I'm saying?
no. I'm talking about you talking about because you mentioned rap a little bit. I'm talking about can you name your top 5 rappers?
Oh, rappers?
Yeah, I thought that's
Oh,
what
man,
you
that's a
said.
tough one, though.
I bet you I could guess your top 5. How about
Based
that?
on my play, yo, someone hit me with, I'm gonna give you guys a little inside joke. Well, if you were there actually, because I don't even think Victor or Doom were there in this case, but I was doing one of my whatnots, and it's hard to have a little playlist as far as music. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's no dead space or awkward silence. And I had a playlist, but I accidentally had this song after a while on repeat. You know what I mean? And this guy in the chat just posted, "Bro, did you make that song?"
That's
yeah, because I kept replaying it, so he thought I was like promoting my own stuff. You know what I mean? I'm like, yeah. But
your top 5? Yeah, go ahead, say it. I'm interested. I mean, is Nas in there?
Yeah, gotta be in the top 5, right?
Is it?
I don't know who you're asking.
We're talking about your top 5, yeah.
No, but you started the subject, so you go first, then our guest.
Oh, you want me to do mine?
Yeah.
I mean, Tupac is up there.
Okay. He's up there or he's not? Is he in the 5?
No, he's in top 5.
Okay.
I'll go Pac. I'll go Jay-Z.
Mm-hmm.
I'll go Biggie.
Mm.
See, now I'm getting to my favorites. I gotta put Kendrick Lamar up there. That's my guy.
Mm-hmm.
And damn, this is tough. I'm thinking of DMX. I know I left out a bunch of top 10. Yeah. I don't give a shit. These are mine.
How about you, Victor?
I like Jurassic 5, their group. I like the Hieroglyphics with Deltron. You gotta have the Funky Homo Sapien in there. You gotta have Tupac, bro. It's just Tupac's in there.
Yeah.
And I'm with you, Doom. I can't not have Kendrick Lamar. He's a poet. So you got 2 poets in there. Gotta have drafted. And then number 1, he's not the best rapper, but without him, we just don't have most hip hop like it is. He's the legend, Dr. Dre. So,
well, look, I'm gonna do exactly what Doom just said. This is how you fit 10 of those 5. So what we do is
I need an honorary mention because I left out one that I
go ahead. Honorary mention. Go ahead.
MF Doom. Come on.
Okay.
It's almost disrespectful coming from me. Like it's crazy.
You probably sold the CDs already, but anyway.
What else? I ain't got no CDs, dog. We do vinyl over here, okay?
Oh my bad.
Yeah.
So what else? Yeah. I was gonna say. So for me, man, I think to your point, you guys point Tupac. I think Tupac and DMX were to me very similar. That you felt whatever they mentioned that came from their gut, it resonated with you. So to me, I put them in the same spot.
Yeah.
Tupac and DMX for me. Then on the next spot, I'm gonna put Jay-Z and Nas. Same thing. It's just modern. Next one, I'm gonna go Kendrick and J. Cole.
Mm-hmm. Okay? Yeah, Cole's good. Yeah.
I'm gonna go Lil Wayne and Eminem.
Eminem, yeah. I was gonna say that. Yeah.
Definitely Lil Wayne. Yeah, that was
And I said Dre. Without Dre, you don't have Eminem, you don't have 50 Cent, you don't have Snoop Dogg.
Yeah, but he's more of a producer, like, you know what I mean? I agree with you. We're not talking about influence. We're talking about like
it's a way to cheat, like you are.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Sneaking on those dope ass beats. Hell yeah.
Yeah, that's dope. Yeah, man. So, but then, did we lift off with Victor on his top 3 of things that he was on?
Vic, you got a third thing, or we can go on to me and.
For me, it was just having some fun in Marvel Snap lately. I've been. I want to. If you guys ever play a bit or want to play a bit, I host a space on Twitter every Tuesday, and I'm not the only one hosting it. A bunch of buddies from the VV community. We play Marvel Snap. We talk nerd stuff, talk comics, talk everything, even Marvel cards. So yeah, man, like we just hang out and we do a little mini tournament. And so if anybody's interested, just reach out to me and yeah, we can get you in every Tuesday.
Give me your Twitter handle. Yeah.
MPAX6 is my Twitter. Yep. So that way we can play some Snap, man. We have mini tournaments, and then we also just hang out. So it's on Tuesday night at 6 p.m. Pacific.
There
So
you
tomorrow.
go. Yeah, Marvel Snap is crazy. I played it for a while. I got to like level 600, and then I just stopped. It was just too much.
You get
Playing.
good alpha. You get good alpha in this chat. Like they'll help
Mhm.
you out building some sick decks and like some awesome like combinations. So yeah,
Awesome. Cool. Yeah.
yeah.
And Vic just showed me like an artist that he got from those conversations. There's an artist out there who what's her name, Vic? Can you shout her out?
Yeah, Rian Gonzalez. So you spell her first name is Rian, and then the last name is Gonzalez. And she's got beautiful art. She's like, I think
Dope.
she does like a few different Marvel Snap variants, maybe even more than a few. And she's also like doing comic covers and different comic art.
Yeah.
And yeah, check her out on Instagram and on Twitter. Beautiful art. Some of my friends bought an original piece from her, and she's starting to really get popular because of Snap. So I love the fact that it's exposing people to artists that maybe they weren't collecting Marvel cards or comics, and now they're like into this. So it's
Yeah,
dope.
yeah, and they giving the artist some money directly, which is dope.
Hmm.
From a digital to physical. There's a good balance there. Everything goes, brings light into different collectibles, and everybody gets excited over Marvel stuff for sure. She does some DC covers because I definitely saw those on her IG. Which
Yeah. Yeah, speaking of, guys, what for the top three for me recently has
yeah,
been movies. The movies, to
okay,
Victor's
yeah,
point.
yeah,
You got a lot of things coming up. Guardians of the Galaxy, John Wick. There's this new movie with Russell Crowe. It's like a horror movie. I'm looking
okay,
forward to that. My girl likes horror, so go take her to the movies and watch that.
yeah.
Have you
And
seen
then go.
the Renfield yet, bro?
Which one?
Renfield.
No.
It's
I never heard of it.
Dracula's like assistant that he makes like helps him like lure
Oh
human,
yeah,
and
No.
Nicolas Cage plays Dracula. So
yeah,
looks kind of dark, bro. It
yeah.
might be your
Nice.
your
Oh
girl
yeah.
might.
Oh yeah. She's Dracula. That's right up her alley for
And it
sure.
has like a comedy. It has like a comedy hit to it from the trailer that I've seen. Yeah,
Yeah, it feels Tim Burton-y, but kind of
yeah,
creepy.
yeah, yeah.
Scary.
Yeah. Yeah. Tim Burton is dope. Yeah. What's it called? Yeah. So that just movies in general, and then, um, I've been looking at a lot of Hot Wheels lately, and just like Porsche artwork. I think I posted one of
Oh
my
yeah.
stories recently. It's
Yeah,
just
we
been on
usually
my
share
mind.
those. Yeah, you never share them story, but now I saw you doing that too.
You know what it was? I never did my due diligence and found the source, because a lot of times I'll be scrolling and it's not even the artist who posted it.
Yeah,
So I want to shout out to the artist. I don't, necessarily
yeah,
want to
not
shout
a
out to the
repost.
page. Yeah.
Yeah,
So I finally found the guy, Pinstripe Chris, and that's why I reposted it. But yeah, he's a dope artist. I envy that, man. The amount of talent they have. Did you see? I don't know if you saw the
yeah.
beginning, or the whole thing, but at the beginning, he just splashes paint, and I'm like, oh, he messed it up, and then all of a
Yellow
sudden
paint.
he
Yeah,
starts fixing everything. I'm like, whoa,
yeah.
that's
He gets a
wild.
base paint in there and starts doing his thing. Yeah, yeah, bro. Like that's like the best.
So yeah, that's what's been on my mind lately, man. Just going and you know, it's crazy how sometimes things are, everything's a season, and I think the season of cards is where we're all at, because I was in the season of diecast for a long time, and
Yeah,
I sometimes go back and even though I display my collection, I forget it sometimes unless my daughter sometimes points out a card or she wants to see something, and then I'm like, man,
yeah,
how crazy that we move on so quickly sometimes from
yeah.
thing to thing, and I don't know if it has anything to do with like attention span nowadays, but I think more than anything is the community that we've built around Marvel,
Yeah,
just
makes
with
us.
our inner friends.
Yeah,
I didn't have the same exact thing with Hot Wheels. I think with Hot Wheels, there's so many collectors that it's harder to form a group. At least that was harder for me. And with Marvel, like, it was so in its adolescence that it was easier to form bonds and meet new collectors. You know what I mean? But
yeah. It definitely
yeah,
pulls you back in. Even sometimes I want to quit collecting Marvel cards, and I'm like, yeah, but all the homies are there.
exactly. So it's become about more than even the cards at this point. Yeah. Yeah, my bad. The third one and last was just with Fleer Ultra, man. The thing that I've been seeing is, as you guys know by now, because we've been we've been in the hobby through various releases. It's just the cycles of everything, and now I see it with the pricing all over again. Like
Yeah,
people don't
bro.
understand how to price things, man. And I mean that in a sincere way. I don't mean that in like, yeah. I mean like, I'll give you
But
a quick example.
it goes both ways, right? It goes for they price it way too high or they're
Yeah,
pricing it way too low and they don't realize the hits they have yet. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like
yeah,
there it goes. I think we always seem to notice the way too high extreme. So I do want to shout out that if you do like study the set and the inserts, you can still find some people that are selling things for really cheap or even reasonable prices, you know.
yeah. Well, one tip I want to give for anybody that's trying to navigate this, and this would only apply to people that have been around at least 6 months or so, right? If you paid
yeah.
attention to like kind of like sales, the eBay sales. If not, it's going to be hard for you to understand what I'm going to say. But look at, for example, 2018 Marvel Masterpieces. I think all three of us would agree here that Masterpieces is a higher tier product than Fleer Ultra Avengers, right?
100%. Yeah,
Okay, so with that in mind, that already lets us know that not only is it older, but we think it's a higher tier uh,
yeah.
product. So that means it's higher in the hierarchy than this Ultra Fleer Avengers. And you look at the prices that people are putting up for the medallions, the gold medallion Thanos at a 199, right?
Hmm.
How does that pricing make sense when you could buy a speckle Thanos that's also at a 99 from
Crazy.
2018 Marvel Masterpieces for less than $150?
That's
So
crazy.
you want me to pay you more than 150 than a higher tier set, right? For the
Yeah,
same character, for the same numbered system. It makes no sense.
yeah,
So that's the only thing I would say is draw correlations between older sets and look at the things that are sitting on eBay that are still worth picking up if you're collect those characters that are still around. And that's how I would gauge it. I just,
Bro,
just drop a little gem. You could attach that little formula I gave you to a lot of things.
yeah, yeah.
I I think I just want to add that I agree 100% with that, except you can this is the way you determine also how special that insert is. That insert is original art on there. Like that insert doesn't have recycled art like put on it.
On
Now,
top of that, the speckle, correct?
yeah, the
Yeah.
Fleer Ultra Avengers inserts have recycled art. Now, this is
Mhm.
supposed to be an original art set, am I right?
Yeah.
Well, how come a lot of the some of the best inserts are recycled art? You know what I mean? That's kind of
Yeah.
telling me that this set isn't completely like a a premium to that degree of masterpieces level, which lends me to agree even more with your point
Yeah.
because yeah, you're getting original art. You're getting art you can't find on comics in the insert you described, the Speckle 2018. Whereas on these power, what is it? The Ultra Powers,
Yeah.
Yeah.
there AF-15 art on there. I saw AF-15 Spider-Man on the numbered out of 50 Ultra Power. Now it's a dope looking card. I think it's really
Right.
badass. Like,
Right.
but at the same time, like I thought this set was meant to be original art, you know,
Yeah.
all the
Yeah.
way.
Yeah.
Every other Fleer Ultra set I've seen from the 90s on was original art. You had Cal Cacao doing the Deadpool around the world in 2018, and I don't remember them recycling that much art in that one. I
That's
think that Hill
true.
did the whole 3x3s. So I mean, you know,
That's true.
I,
I forgot about that.
it is a little bit like, wait, what? What
Yeah,
it confuses me.
for sure. And we'll
Yeah.
talk a little bit about Fleer Ultra a little bit later. For sure, top three for me. I just watched The Last of Us last night.
No.
I'm ready for The Last of Us season 2. I wish it was here already. Like it was.
Don't
Hands,
spoil it.
no, I'm not spoiling it. Hands down, one of my favorite. I never played the game. Hands down, one of my favorite shows.
Yeah, I
Oh
just killed the
man.
last night with my wife as well. It's up there. It's good. I mean, it's not the Peaky Blinders, but it's good.
I mean, it's the first season. I love Peaky Blind. Homeboy, I wish he's doing whatever, but they're probably gonna mess that up too. So who knows? Uh, the second thing, shout out. I just want to shout out to Marvel Card Investor and Justin, Shane and Justin. They did a little raffle. I won. Spider-Woman Exquisite. Looking forward to get that in hand. You know what I'm saying?
Nice.
I didn't expect that. It was
That's
a lucky
crazy.
week because I won like $150 gift card from one of the Kickstarter the
I saw
diorama
that.
guys.
Jesus Jr. They threw out your name. I was like,
saying?
oh damn, dog. Using his
It was
government.
cool. Yeah. And that's and my third thing, I'm looking forward to that wall. It's called Wall XD, a Kickstarter. This guy's basically producing a diorama set that anyone could use, and you could put it in your listen, what do they call those display sets? Like the one you have, this is a real popular one from IKEA that people have.
Yeah, there's what the name of this exact thing? Or are you talking about the DTOFs?
DTOF, yeah. So a lot of if you follow action figure collectors and hot toys collectors, they usually use those. This is like this one fits and it's a brick wall and it's cool. Like it gives it a little scene. So I'm definitely using that gift card buying me that last Ronin figure that I wanted from to my Ninja Turtles. You know what I'm saying?
That's dope. Yeah. That's tight.
I'm looking forward to that. And if people want to check those guys out, the YouTube channels Toying Around and Toy Migos and ACBA podcast, those guys, whoever is on those panels, I've been learning nothing. I told you, Elusive, I've been watching all that stuff for the past 3-4 months.
Yeah.
Just trying to figure out before I start buying stuff because I don't want to waste money like that either.
Yeah.
But those are the top 3. Since we have Vic here, we gotta do a little 3-card experiment. I just want to put Vic on the spot. So Vic, like I said last week, it's like The Last of Us.
Mm-hmm.
World is ending. You gotta grab 3 cards, and unless you want to do 3 things in collectibles, but I feel like you have a lot of like X-Men comics and stuff. I'm just gonna do with cards. 3 cards, bro. It could be non-sports, any IP. What are you saving, and what's getting flamed? Because you gotta choose 3. Everything else is getting flamed. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, you don't gotta remind them like that. But
I mean, look, it's it's just not gonna be. The history is gone. That's what I'm saying. You're saving 3. No pressure though.
Well, my wallet will be basically pointless now. Everything will be. So what's cool about this question is, luckily, I just bought one of these dope cards off Elusive's Whatnot. I got a wallet card of Storm, art of Julie Bell on the 90. I think it's from the 94. Fleer Ultra X-Men set, and it's just so cool. Like that is one of the coolest cards. I think I look at it every day. It's like my little lucky charm I take with me on the road now. So that's one. The Rittenhouse Mohawk Storm looks so clean. I forget what the inside called, but it's got this white. It's a white card. I got to throw another Storm in there just because lately I've just been digging Storm so much. And the last card, I got to go with my Bianchi Colossus Platinum Portrait because that motherfudger won't sell for $1,000. So I might as well take it with me. And that'll float in the water because it's slabbed up. So it'll be fun to use as a frisbee too.
Hell yeah! So that around, yeah, of course.
Nice.
Yeah. So that would be the 3 cards. Honorable mention with because it's so fun to look at the Don Russ set and the Comic Images sets of X-Men because they're kind of like the first cards. They came out so long ago.
Yeah. So that's a dope top 3, man. The only thing I would say, or not top 3, but it's crazy how you would let the ones that Ronas gave you burn in this whole hypothetical. Man. Shout out to Ronas. Shout out to Ronas. He gave me 2 by the way, guys, if everybody doesn't know who I'm talking about, he gifted him 2018 Fleer Ultra X-Men gold auto by Tom Fleming, I believe. Colossus and another character I can't recall. Very great gifts, Keith. By the way. But Keith, you see what happens? I'm just, again, we're exposing people in the show, man. That's all I'm gonna say.
I told you.
Exposure. You know what? Put me on the spot. I'm sweating right now. If they could see me. Keith, I love you, bro, but you don't call me anymore, man. What happened? It's like, dude, I got traded for Spidey hits. He moved on to greener pastures. So, yeah, we got to do
Come on,
some
dog.
content.
You seen him throwing the webs, so you know.
Oh, for sure.
I'm gonna call him out too. I'll be like, look, Keith, we got to do some content. We were supposed to speculate on who was going to play the X-Men, what celebrities, do all this content.
Oh man,
we never did it. So hit me up, brother. Just I'm a call away.
That
That's
MCU,
crazy. Well, you see,
MCU YouTube show. Come on, yeah, it was perfect right there.
Yeah.
Oh well, I'll let me shoot my shot while you guys call.
Neither of you saw that coming. I love to see you guys' faces when I was there. Like,
I was blindsided. This was not planned. This was not in the script.
Yeah.
What's going on here?
I try to tell Vic, Lucy's just gonna, he's gonna figure out a shot to tell you. You just gotta duck, you know what I'm saying? You just got every now and then.
That's hard to duck. Let me tell you, when it's coming around.
that was on point, bro. That was sniping now.
He's like that dude in Seattle that throws the fish, and he threw the fish and it hit me right in the face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What I gather from that, obviously X-Men, because I know Vic is a big X-Men person. Storm, Colossus, of course, and talk a little bit about your collection, man. I know you have a bunch of X-Men comics too. That's like your favorite stuff.
Yeah, right now I've gotten more into digital collecting, so I'm not gonna flip my physical stuff because it's really none of people's business. But I do like to pump something that hasn't really hit the mainstream yet. And I think is the future of collecting is the fact that I think down the line, these comics will have a lot more utility and real world use and get us into exclusive events. Like, for instance, did any of y'all use your Marvel Insider points to get the X-Men 60-year anniversary experience coming up? It's
no, man. I saw you posting about it and I was like, that's cool.
Yeah, it's this Wednesday at 4, and they're gonna have it via Zoom, and Chris Claremont is gonna be the writer of the Uncanny X-Men run. You have the series creators of the animated series are going to be there to also talk about, maybe give us some alpha on X-Men 97. So the stuff that you hear about from like not only collecting digitally or collecting comics where you can read them on Marvel Insider, but also with Vivi. And I pulled a secret rare first appearance of Phoenix X-Men 101. And it's like the chances of hitting that are like 1 in 60 or 1 in 50. And man, it is such a beautiful looking cover. The panel they chose to represent the cover, it's really a cool way to collect. So yeah, man, that's been kind of like fun for me to expand my X-Men collection because it's X-Men month and they're celebrating 60 years of them, and they're coming out with all these dope ass drops. They just had giant size X-Men 1 dropped, and I have that physical comic so I can match it with my digital, and it's just a beautiful book. You have the true new generation, like you were saying, Colossus, Storm, first appearance Nightcrawler, first appearance Warpath, first appearance of Krakoa, the island, all in that one book, and they're breaking out of the cover, and you see the original X background. It's just a badass book, man.
Yeah, I saw when you posted that. Yeah, it looks sick.
Yeah, so you guys already know we're getting pumped for the animated show. I know, like, you're a Doom collector, but Elusive I know he's very much pumped because he loves Magneto. He loves Wolverine. He's definitely into it. So
it's Gambit now.
Oh, yeah.
I forgot about
on the day of the week, but
right. Yeah, he's like Mark Cuban. He had like a different colored Hummer for the day of the week. Elusive's like that with X-Men characters. You know what I'm saying? He's got top threes everywhere.
No, it's just, look, I think it's, look, it's all in good fun. Just so you guys know, every time this happens, when they throw shots at me for collecting multiple characters. But I will say this is the easiest way I can rationalize it to you guys. I'd rather have, instead of personally, and shout out to Norin, who has a great collection, probably the best surfer collection that I know of. He, I don't know how many cards he has in the surfer collection, but well over 100, we'll say, right? For sure. I think we could all agree on that.
He's got them all.
I'd rather have like 10 cards for 10 characters than 100 for the same. Personally, because there's just so much good art that it's hard for me to get to just stick to one character. Because I'll be honest, there's, as you guys know, even Gambit, which is in my top 3 for sure. There's cards that I see of Gambit that I can't pick up. I just don't pick them up just because it says Gambit on the card, personally, because the artwork isn't there for me, or it doesn't do it for me. So
Gambit's
that's
to master. It's not like drawing Spider-Man, bro. Like same with doing Iron Man or Silver Surfer. Artists will tell you. They'll be like, oh, like, yeah, I gotta sign this character. They might not like what Upper Deck means them. You know what I mean? Like the Spidey who had all those artists on, and did the interview. I stole your shout out, Doom. Haha.
Hey, and look, and obviously, the artist who drew the 2015 PMG didn't feel like drawing Gambit either. But that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know, man. And I think most people, like, that's why I like to do those comparisons that I do on Instagram too, because I think most people know good artwork when they see it. If you guys notice, it's usually like a card wins like by a landslide, like 80 to 20% votes, and when it's really close, it's 50-50, or I mean 45-50, 60-40. But for the most part, people will tell you when it's a clear cut winner.
Oh yeah, I trust your eye and my eye over like a poll, but I love your polls, bro. Don't get me wrong. I love voting.
Cool. Yeah,
a lot of
fun.
You definitely make it hard, bro. You make it really difficult to decide between, because you put up 2 really, really dope pieces, man. You have a good eye. So basically that's my way of complimenting your eye. I've always enjoyed your posts and the way you take the pictures and frame it. Doom, bro, you too. The vintage stuff you're putting up, bro.
I love that shit.
Yeah, I love it, man. I've learned a lot from just being like, wait, okay, let me zoom in on that. All right, time to look stuff up. So yeah, man.
I definitely like the more obscure stuff. I think Elusive's like more. He likes to build. Look, I remember, and I'm gonna give you flowers. I know, we take a lot of shots, whatever. Marvel Stack Fresh. Before I knew you guys did your podcast. I remember that line that you introduced yourself as, where you're like, if I see myself as a curator for a museum and I'm just choosing the best pieces. And Marvel, so shout out to you. That's what you've done with your IG, and everybody listening to this is why they go and they might copy a play or two. It's a compliment.
Should I? I know I've copied a player too, because it's dude. Dude. When I see Elusive person, I give him a hug, not only as a friend, but yeah, he made me money too. So because a friend that can help you out and help you make some money with their advice it's a good person to keep around. So yeah, man, there's nothing wrong with ending that, man. Like there's been plays that I've copied, or I've been mad at myself for not copying. So take that as you will, bro. Like, it's just my way of being like, dude, a lot of us, like it or not, we see you, bro. We see what you're doing, and we're like, oh shit, man. Like, let me see if there's some of my character in this card too.
I appreciate that, man.
Yeah, I feel like when you put that Rocket Raccoon, people definitely hit you up like, yo, what other characters are in that set?
Yeah,
sure,
yeah.
But let's talk about. We talked about this earlier. Let's talk about a little bit about Fleer Ultra Avengers. Now that we've seen more cards, I want to start off just saying shout out to Justin. He got what was it? About
the artist panel?
6 or 7 artists
from
the set. It was really cool. Like I told him we need more of this content. Like there's definitely not enough of this. I know Fausto and Ian did that with was it Masterpiece? Was it Julie and Boris? I think in the YouTube page there's one up there if you guys haven't checked it out. And they did a YouTube early on with the artists, but it's always cool to hear their perspectives. And it's just a bunch of gems in there that I thought were interesting. Like a big consensus was they weren't told that their backgrounds are going to get foiled up, and a lot of these were crucial to the actual piece. You had the John Stanko, I believe, did the Purple Man card, and he talked about I was a mind control over Jessica Jones, and it was in a motel in the background, and it was like it was supposed to represent that card that she was being mind controlled and she was in a motel, but she's coming across as like a very fancy person, like So it it was it was really interesting to hear that from them. Um, Vic, I know we talked about it earlier. You pointed out some stuff in there. What'd you gather from that?
I mean, to me, it was just impressive to hear their or what their original thoughts were on some of the cards and how Marvel kind of either allows it or doesn't allow it, and also kind of
Yeah,
like shows that there's still a lot of like there's still a lot of wokeness that is kind of keeping us from having that kind of 90s feel to these cards.
100%.
They're definitely,
specifically, we talked about Crystal Faye, right? She did that.
yeah,
She did
Agent
that.
13.
There you go, Agent 13. Yeah,
Agent 13 card, man, was a great story. I still want to collect it. She's got she's got skills, man. She's a great artist. All these artists are doing phenomenal work, but I just think that Upper Deck gets in their own way with some of these designs, with some of these things that are inhibiting the full vision of the artist. Like it's almost like the artist should be okaying the design rather than
yeah,
how Upper Deck has to approve everything or Marvel has to okay everything with the art, and then they just throw whatever design or throw it. They didn't even know that their art would be in animation cells. You know
You
what I
know,
mean?
yeah,
it's almost like they're hindering their imagination by putting these constraints on them. Like it doesn't allow
exactly.
them to flow whatever they were going to just put on the page or put on, on their canvas. But I think that's what's wrong. To your point, man. I think they just need to, give them the reins and let the artists do whatever they're going to do because we're here for the art. We're not here for your politics or for
Mm,
what you feel I should collect or what I shouldn't see on a card. I don't care if you don't want to put a gun on there or a cigarette. That's I'm an adult.
Yeah,
I can decide that for myself. You know what I mean? So
specific
that's my
like
take on that.
that card specifically, the Agent 13. Like she had a gun, and then they changed it into like it's like an Apple Watch, which is like a telecommunication like watch. It's like, duh, like she's an agent. Of course, she's gonna have a gun. Like, come on, like, what are we doing? Like, I don't
Mm.
understand it.
and yeah, the foiling stripes also just keep away from the imagination, like you were saying with some of the other art. Like the Squirrel Girl, Ray Lago was
Oh my
talking about.
god.
So excited about making these squirrels like like dynamic, and thank
Yeah,
God those shapes don't cover them because it would just be so irritating that
of
they
course.
get cut. You don't get to enjoy the full art because there's still these like stripes coming across the card, and it's like, dude, masterpieces, they don't need to do that. They might put a little border around on the
Yeah,
side, and that's about it. Look at
yeah,
1994 masterpieces with the Hildebrands, like just simple
awesome.
gold font, just simple Marvel logo, and that was it. That was enough. Like it feels like they're trying to make everything shiny for the sake of it being shiny, and it's a base card. It's meant to be the art we're enjoying because it's an original art. It's supposed to be an original art set.
Yeah,
So
I think to that point though about the design, like Doom touched on that last episode, which was like just keep it simple. Like the fact that everything we keep going back to the '90s cards is how simplistic it was, and it was all about the artwork. It wasn't about anything else on the front of the card. You know what I mean? You didn't see like logos in the front for the most part. All the copyright stuff is in the back,
he is
and
the art.
even the back of their cards. How we no one talks about that too much, right? Like the back of cards,
Yeah, they have
how
some
clean
dope
are.
art too.
Yeah, yeah. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
and uh, like that the artist Mark Evans on there, he said himself, like, he got a lot of inspiration, like Hildebrand Brothers and that 94 cent, but a lot of these guys, especially that Squirrel Girl, like, it looks amazing. That guy showed the original art at the end. I believe that was, if I'm
Ray
not
Liotta,
mistaken, it's Ray Lago, right? Ray Lago? Bro, like, it's a big difference. Like I said last week, like, they should have left that as, like, the base and then make the parallels, the stripes, because those look nice too in color. Like, I understand the appeal, and people want to collect those for sure, but like let the art speak for itself sometimes because they get in the way. Like uh other things that were interesting, a lot of these artists haven't received a box for their own artwork, and
That's crazy.
they did these some of these guys did the work 3 years ago. Some of these pieces they didn't know were gonna end up in this set. It was like it was a different, I know one of them talked about a Defender set that he did, and somehow one of those ended up in the Fleer Ultra Avengers.
Mm.
So weird.
Oh, you mean like the reuse artwork?
No, like they chose a piece that he did, right? And then they
Oh,
placed
okay.
it. They
In a
actually
different
I
set.
believe it was the Daredevil. Daredevil just submitted for Fleer Ultra Avengers, but it was actually part of a Defender set he did with
Mm.
Luke Cage and the rest of the characters. It The animation cells too, like they didn't know they were gonna reuse the artwork for an animation cell. Um,
Mhm.
they don't know the designs. Like some of these guys, like I wish I knew it was a chess piece because I would have drawn it a little different to fit a chess piece, right? And I'm sure there's logistics behind these decisions, but being an upper deck and their reputation so far, I don't know. Like like I won't give them the benefit of the doubt anymore. Like they've done a lot of weird choices.
And the problem with that too is honestly, we don't know their like, inner workings or how their companies are structured or how these contracts are given to the artists and like disclosed to them at the time or whatnot. But what I will say this is a common theme is just bad communication in general. Because it sounds everything you mentioned is because they're not communicating with each other. Either the artist isn't being told something or they're not, or they're not asking
Mm.
questions on their end. I don't know which one it is, but that's the only thing that what that sounds like.
One of the artists was told like, "Don't go crazy on the background." Where like the rest of them were like, "Well, we weren't given those details, right?" And then some of these artists did it a year ago, some of them 3 years ago. It just seems like it wasn't, like you said, communication. Um, it's interesting, right? Like for like a premium set that they're promoting, like you think they'd have this a little bit more figured out, structured.
Mm,
Who knows? Uh,
I will say this: the blasters are wonderful. They're affordable. They're available online.
yeah,
So it's like something that is great that they're continuing that, because for Upper Deck to continue that, that gets more people into Marvel cards, more kids curious about wanting to buy them. You
yeah,
know, because it's a price point that is a fun rip for you to be able to absorb and not really care about what you pull. And then I really like the fact that those animation cells, even though they reused the art and the artist didn't know, the design on those are clean. They
man.
look
The auto
really,
one, the red one,
yeah, they remind me of
sick,
Rittenhouse.
bro.
They
Those are
did a
sick.
good job with some of these inserts. So, I may not like the design on the base, but the inserts haven't been that disappointing. You know what I mean? Like the chess pieces, I'm not into, but some of these other inserts are pretty fun to look at, and I can't wait to get some in hand. So
Yeah, elusive. We were talking about the one that has like a '90s feel. Which insert set was that?
the Silver Age,
Okay, yeah,
those are
like that
dope.
was crazy.
they
Yeah,
look. They That's a set I also want to, like a subset that I want to like complete too. I
I'm
agree.
glad it's Monday when we're recording this because I have something to think about before this episode's being released. Right now that I just mentioned that. But
For
hey,
sure.
to your point earlier, Victor, which I think you were alluding to, is it's also fun. It's a fun set that I will say this to be on a positive note because I think that's what you're trying to do is add some positive to the situation, right?
Yeah,
Which is it's a fun rip for kids to have too, right? Because there's so much in the box. And I want to shout out to outside of Marvel, quote unquote, but it's non-sports still. Star Wars Card Crazy. I don't know if you guys follow him, but he has a crazy Star Wars refractor collection, all for modern sets. But
nice.
he's made a couple videos breaking down like his advice about collecting. And one of his latest ones he's done, I don't know if it's a reel or not, but it's one of those shorter videos.
Mhm.
Is he said he had a friend break down the expected value of a box, and that's how he determines if it's if it makes sense to rip or not. And
Yeah.
I thought that was fun. I think that makes sense, not even on the collecting or investment side. That's how I would gauge something if I would want to buy something for my kids, something that's fun to rip and you're gonna get equal value out of the box. Now, when you're talking about, no one's trying to break 2018 Bianchi for $1,000 plus.
That's crazy.
If you're a kid, if you're going after that product, it's because you love that artwork. You want to either keep the box sealed or you want to break it, but either or, you're most likely an adult. You know what I
You're
mean?
less than $2 a card for a blaster. So you're getting 3 packs, 6 cards a pack. You do that math, you end up with, you know, what, 18 cards, and the box is $30. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? To me, that's like fair. That's fair
Yeah.
because, like I've been seeing people selling these singles on Whatnot, on eBay, on ComC, and they're all going for over $1 to $2 for base cards, of
Yeah.
lower tier characters.
For
So I
sure.
mean, I feel like it's a pretty solid deal for the blasters. Now for the hobby boxes, bro, I
Different.
feel like it's hard to justify $300 or to even 400 on that. It's more of a gamble. I think
Yeah.
it's just more of a gamble thing, and Upper Deck knows people are gonna, you know, they're gonna gamble. There's always gamblers in every hobby.
Yeah. And that's the thing about the blasters, like even Spider-Man Metal, when they introduced them, I bought a couple of blasters. I opened one and then I saw the issues and I was like, oh, okay, it's not even worth even thinking about a box. So it introduces the cards and you get to feel them and see up close before you
It's
do
like a sample
decide.
box.
Yeah, you do like exactly. If you do decide, oh, you know what, I really like this art set or I like how they designed this. Now I'm gonna go get some hobby boxes for what they're going for, or wait it out, whatever. But like it actually gives you a sample, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
it's Eyes that
you need
itch too.
that.
We all are human, and we all sometimes just want to rip something.
Yeah,
And like, yeah, bro, it's our cheap way of still being able to rip something, and then going after the real singles we want in auctions and the real hunt. Because
Yeah.
I like that's where, if you're really into getting the most value, you should just go after the cards you really want the most
yeah,
direct.
yeah,
Yeah.
for
But
sure.
that's just the way I do it now. I've matured enough in the hobby to realize you can't really make your money off of hobby boxes. You gotta be a good sniper and know your financial lane and stay in that financial lane. And
Exactly.
snipe the market for the art you love and for other steals that can help fund your hobby. You
Yeah.
know, yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, and I just wish we get more of these videos with the artists and their perspective. Um, it was cool to see also. I believe it was John Stanko who said his child's favorite character is Iron Fist, and he's drawing it, painting it while it's happening. He gets to tell his son like, "Look cool, yeah, all right, cool," and he can keep going, right? Like he gets some input from the actual kid who's interested in this artwork too, and introduce them to Marvel collecting. So
I
How
gotta
awesome must that be?
Bro, I gotta add to this, man. I
yeah,
really the tidbit where Spidey asked them if they would do sketch cards. And the answer, I forgot which
oh,
artist answer, and it was the perfect
yeah.
answer. Like, oh, I would do commissions, but I wouldn't do it for Upper Deck.
I believe that was Ray Lago. I believe so. I'm not sure. I could be wrong, but yeah,
Yeah, man, that was like after having talked with Jalen Warner and other artists like
yeah,
and other ones in the community, you start to realize they're just not being compensated in a fair way. And like that is just as clear as day and answer. You're hearing this from these level of artists that are on the set, that are part of the set. It's like
yeah,
you hear from them. Basically they're like, nah, we're not doing sketch cards for the set, but you can reach out to some of us. I would be down to do a commission. So I thought that was good alpha to hear, because Upper Deck, you need to start paying your artists fairly if you're hearing this.
yeah, and
Yeah.
that part too. They get to promote and actually give you where to find access, where to contact them to get these commissions done, and paint some, buy some of the original art, which some of it was gonna go for sale for some of these artists. But it's always dope to highlight that part. But we definitely need more of that. Um, So yeah, that was
Hear
fun to watch.
candid responses from artists too about like just straight up their yes or no.
Yeah, yeah, and their reactions tells you, the truth too. Like it's cool to see. And you definitely look at cards differently. Where I might have passed through, the Agent 13. Now I look at it because she explained the changes they made her do.
Mhm.
So like, it's really cool to hear that perspective.
Yeah, one of the things that stuck out to me was when one of the artists, I think it was the first gentleman, I think did you say his name was Mark?
Mark Evans.
Yeah, when he pointed out that he wasn't even happy with one of the faces he drew,
Yeah,
right? And it still sticks with him, you know.
yeah, yeah,
And,
yeah.
and I was like, oh wow, crazy how they're
It
just
was Doogie
yeah.
Howser, right? It was the Doogie Howser card, or what is it? The Duke. Oh, what card was
It
it? Now
wasn't Spider Man, I'll tell you that.
No, definitely not Spider Man. Yo, Speaking of that card, Spider Man, and who? See if I remember who painted that, but the person who painted Spider Man, I think it was Tom
Tom
Fleming.
Fleming, yeah, he's the one who did the 9-piece puzzle thing, right?
Uh, well, talk about the trademark, the Chrysler Building, where they kept trying to, like, they had to do so many approvals and levels of approval because of the Chrysler Building, and they had to do all these changes to the building in the background. Like, it just seemed like it wasn't fun, right? If you're an artist and
Mm.
you're just painting and now you got to redo this, redo that, it was just
And you're being rushed. You're being like you have to stick to your deadlines, and then all of a sudden, what happens? Like, yeah, we can use the pandemic as an excuse, but
yeah.
not anymore, not for future sets. I just don't want to hear the same thing from artists where they're like, yeah, we got rushed on this and they had to make a deadline, but why are we being delayed 3 years for a set? You know what I mean? Like,
And
Crazy
the
3
the
years.
craziest thing from that situation, to your point, I mean, I don't know the exact details for everybody, but just for an example, for shits and gigs at least, imagine getting told, "Hey, redo this more than one time, revisions," when you're
Yeah.
only getting paid $5 for it.
Oh, duh. Yeah, no, it's not happening.
unacceptable.
Imagine, imagine you do
I'll
whatever
be
you
like,
know.
all right, but y'all, that's cool. We can just move on. I'll keep it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
In
Share
the
it
imagine
to
someone
someone.
you're over here hustling washing cars. You wash a car for $50, and he's like, "Hey, rewash it three
That's
times for the same
crazy. It's
50."
crazy.
It wouldn't fly anywhere else. You
No,
know
it
what I mean?
wouldn't
Obviously,
fly.
it's a different
Something else would
situation.
fly. You know what I'm
Yeah,
A lot of
yeah.
Spider-Man collectors are triggered because the AF-15 art was used this time in an Avengers set for the Ultra Power insert, and yet they didn't use it
saying?
for
First
the
appearance.
and Spider-Man metal. So,
That's a wild decision.
dude, Upper Deck, hey man, I guess you're trolling Spider-Man collectors too.
It's just
That decision always has bothered me. I remember I was asking them on a panel like about that decision, and they were honest about it. They said, "Well, we didn't go with it this time, but that doesn't mean you can't rule it out for another set." And sure enough, it's in Fleer Ultra Avengers. So
That's
yeah,
right.
yeah, head scratching move. I don't know,
yeah, they
right,
put it Avengers. They went Avengers. Well, Spider Man, I guess. Yeah, he's
bro?
important.
Even beginnings, right? Beginnings is coming. That would make more sense.
It would. It really would make way more sense, and I'm sure they will do it for that one too. And it'll just troll Spider-Man Metal even more because, yeah, I mean, those AF-15 cards, they did them right. I remember hearing you guys talk about that comic cut looking
Yeah,
clean in your last
beautiful,
episode. So I
beautiful.
listen. I listen.
Thanks, man. Thanks. All right, man. Well, let's give some shout outs. We like to do a lot of shout outs at the end. First of all, from me, uh, shout out, shout out to your boy Sal. Um, Putting a
Oh, yeah.
battery on your back, getting that Superman propaganda in the chats. Anytime, you take shots at my Doom because I love Doom. I love Batman. Now you want to take shots at Batman with all this Superman propaganda. Yo, shout out to your boy Sal. Shout out for
Shout out Sal, dude. That's the
you know what
homie.
I'm saying? Um, what about you, bro?
What about you, Victor? Go ahead.
Shout out to 9.9. It was good to see you on the episode the other day, man, and I really enjoy seeing your moves on the market and your pickups.
Bro,
So it's always
especially on that Justin when he broke down like the play and what he's gonna do with the Ultimate Fallout 9.8, and like he's just thinking about price points and whether to go heritage or not. I mean, that was dope, and for
dude.
sure.
That was interesting to hear for sure, because for me, it was like I was almost shocked that he didn't take that deal. But yeah,
crazy.
Do you, bro? You're a true collector. And then also shout out to Josh, Wolverine guy, because we got a
major shout out to Josh. Yeah,
gotta shout out Josh. Cannot
for
shout
sure.
out.
What's going on? Hold on, I missed that part.
What, Josh?
Oh my man. What about Josh? Yeah, shout out,
bro.
Josh.
Just because Josh got better Wolverine cards, you know what I'm saying? Like, you ain't gotta hate. I'm saying, shout out to you, Josh.
Yo, yeah. I mean, last time, never mind. Go ahead.
Dude, keeping the streak
going.
going.
You guys are looking. You see how these guys are trying to bait me? Crazy. Go ahead. My bad.
And
you guys almost got me there. Go ahead.
And also shout out to Valor, bro, for all the giveaways. What you've been doing for the community lately. I've been seeing you do a lot of videos. So that's what's up, bro. Shout out to you. Keep grading them comics and maybe press some of mine for free. All right, yeah. Anyway,
yeah, for sure. Yeah,
shout out to 9.9. I didn't get into the whole situation with the Fallout, but one of the last stories he posted, was trust your gut on something. And we always talk about that, guys. We've been saying it, so it's cool when you hear other people that are like-minded. So shout out to 9.9 for that. Shout out to Brian, Marvel Cards Up, man. He's been tending a lot of crazy stuff. It's crazy how he did switch up from SGC to PSA now.
Bro, that was all PSA now,
we'll
Brian.
Skip over that, Brian. Yeah, we'll skip over that. I know if for anybody that doesn't know, Brian's a Falcon collector. So if you have any or any extra Falcons or anything, just
definitely loves dinosaurs too. Shout out to
Dino Sketches, Crypto knows. Crypto's holding a couple of Dino Sketches for him still. He's waiting to the day that Brian buys them off of him. And shout out Scandell, man. Shout out Scandell for I wish I was balling out like Scandell, man. Scandell, you're welcome for the holograms.
I'm still watching his grade reveals. He had a big CGC order, so man, I like his content. So keep it up, Steven.
Yeah, I like Scandell, man. We all like Scandell, man. He keeps it real like us. So real recognize real.
You should have
what's on his mind.
You should have him on. He's going to be offended you had me on before him, but you should have him.
So shout out to Scandell. But yeah, other than that, man, shout out to Victor again for joining us. Marvelous Packs. I appreciate you, man. We've been friends for a while now, man, for coming up on over 2 years now.
Yeah, dude, we're gonna do another trade soon, I'm sure, and we got to get Doom to come over and visit Cali, so we can go
one
out.
day, bro. One day.
Yeah,
it's gotta happen.
Go to a card show or something.
No, well, we'll talk about it later, guys. We'll end it at this, but yeah, Doom. For anybody that doesn't know, Doom might make it out to the Burbank show in August because his favorite boy, the Curator, is going to be there. He's always wanted to do a trade with the Curator.
You mean the homeboy who bundled you, quote unquote, bundled you?
Let's end the video there. You guys have a good one, man.
Peace.
Love y'all.
Later.